What does it mean to be a loser? In simple terms, a loser is based on characteristics, in my opinion, effort and resilience. And in that statement, everybody could be considered as a loser. Some may be common, some might not be common. Your actions in general does define if you're a loser. The term loser is used on a frequent basis because everybody wants to be a winner. Win, 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 double out collab. But then at the same time, nobody wants to fail. You cannot win in life or go further in life without failing, because how can you learn? There's a saying that goes, there is no such thing as a legend who isn't a loser, which is quite frankly true. The idea that greatness should be a constant thing, that's just something that creates an egotistic person who will never ever understand what it means to achieve anything, and they will doubt anybody around them. To think of yourself as a solar progressor, to feel as if, okay, why am I using big words knowing I don't understand them? Anyways, back to my point. back to my point. The idea of failing is beautiful because you're able to learn from others and even so learn from yourself. Unless you're a lonely individual, I feel bad for you. Being a loser isn't really a bad thing. It also depends on who is affected, because a loser could be a long-term problem or it could be an individual problem. For one person, a loser could see the progression in their life, and for another, a loser is just a person who cannot understand nor accept simple mistake. Again, a loser isn't a bad thing. If everybody was capable of doing something for the first time, right? For the first time in their life. Say, for example, they started a new video game, a new test, a new sports, and they're just great at it automatically. What competition is there? There's no joy that comes from that. I mean, as a human being, let's be honest, we like competitions. We like watching other people lose, but we also like watching ourselves win. But by starting something, we're going to fail, especially on a constant basis. The more you do something, the better you get. It's like these artists and these celebrities. They don't do anything to be seen as winners. The fact is, with all these major companies and these major brands, being famous isn't quite hard anymore. You just need a little bit amount of eyes on you. Look at your favorite singer or your favorite artist. When they first started their career, they were phenomenal, crazy music, hits after hits after hits after hits. And as soon as they started getting more popular, more famous, you just see the music and you're like, okay, this is booty. This is booty. That's the meaning of what it. This is the acceptance of winning. When the more you win, the more you feel the need to not try. And then you just eventually become a loser and goes all the way to the bottom. And then you come back again. Which is why I think breaking up relationships are great for artists, because they actually put out heat. Because it's like we beg for success in life, and as soon as we get these achievements of success, we still beg for more. As human beings, we don't understand what it means to have enough. Nothing is enough for a human being, not one zit. Society in general labels losers as people who are bums. But then again, society is full of nothing but hypocrisy. Do you see who is the president of the United States? In the United States, being a felon is one of the worst labels you could have. Jobs do not like you. You are bottom of the food chain of being a winner. In the society, you are seen as violent. You're seen as extremely aggressive and a loser. Your jobs are optional. Your choices and decisions are now being monitored on a constant basis. But society gave the United States the biggest felon of all time, Donald J. Blood Clot Trump. Donald Trump, as the Spanish people would say. Listen to this. To find a job as a felon is extremely hard. First, you have to contact an organization that will connect you to different employees. Then, that employee, you have to tell them that you're in a program. after that program tells the employee that you're in a program. After that, they see if you're qualified for the job, and they test you. They even give you discount on your taxes because you're not you. Let me fix that. You don't get the discount on your taxes. If the person who hires you accepts you, they get a discount on their tax because they're taking a risk for you. You're somebody who is a risk that will affect their business because you're a felon. You may not have that intention, but sorry, buddy, you're a felon. But Donald Trump is a felon, and yet still he was seen as a big asset to America. Well, not America sees him, but the people of America sees him as a big asset. Let's not really make this political, but I'm using a perfect example because, in my opinion, Donald Trump is a loser. Maybe this is going to be political, but for America, the American society has a big issue with felons. And they have such a big issues with felons that they proceed to elect Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump had 34 convicted felons. And society basically says, okay, let's just give this dude a chance. Even so, he had multiple failed businesses. Most of the achievements that he have acquired was based on hard work, labor that he did not pay. In America, having one felon basically labels you as a loser. So Donald Trump is 34 times being a loser, including his business, which means he's higher and higher and higher and higher in being a loser. But America doesn't really see that. But Donald Trump is a different type of loser. He is very charismatic. He has multiple characters to his name. He's able to connect with people who are also losers. People who will hear him say something that may be incorrect, but because he is who he says he is, people believe him. When you see somebody like Donald Trump, you have to have a right mindset that comes with it. And majority of America seems to be on his side because he won the election. He is a part of a club where people accept anything that sounds right. An audience who is fearful of a country that isn't going to be seen as continuously white. I'm not trying to be inappropriate with politics, but the truth is the truth. Donald Trump is a person who knows how to feed into the poor section of the white communities or to his rich fellow friends because he is also a billionaire. That's a lot of money. Not gonna lie, it's a lot of money, boy. Even though this audience cannot relate to his success in becoming a billionaire, they're able to understand that he understands their struggle, and that's the only thing they need. A rich person who understands a poor man or poor woman's struggle is much beneficial than a person who actually fits the role of becoming a president. What he says and what he accomplished does define who he is. He's seen as a billionaire, even though he's a major loser. He fits the role that they want. And the people who are also voting for him or advocating for him are losers. They didn't achieve a lot, but they want to gain a lot. During the campaign, one of the main things that Donald Trump focused on was illegal immigrants. The idea of kicking them out of the country, even though these individuals have done so much. These illegal immigrants were supposed to be sent to their countries, and people decided that was one of the main reasons why they wanted to vote for this individual. The hateful rhetoric made sense because he was being charismatic with it, and he was saying things that other people weren't able to do. It sounds racist, but it sounds funny, so it makes sense, and it also is very much so what most people wanted at that time. This type of loser activity was accepted because, for one, family weren't involved in this situation. Donald Trump was kicking out legal immigrants, not people who were related to these individuals that voted for him. But even so, that's not such a bad thing. The fact that you're saying something that could harm Harm. Oh my God. Harm. I really can't pronounce that. I think it's my accent. But basically, boom. They're basically saying that since this type of activity doesn't really affect me but also benefits me, which it doesn't, I'm going to vote for him. He is charismatic, he's funny, and he's also a man, a white man. That's something that we need in America. Just for anybody who didn't understand what I was saying, I'm mainly saying that we, as in people who voted for him, definitely not most of the population who, I don't know, most population do not like Donald Trump in today's time, 2016, 2026, just to be clear. But this is a different type of loser. This is a loser that has a mindset of ignorance. And this type of mindset does prevail in certain type of communities, but for the majority isn't really a thing. Then again, being a loser isn't a bad thing if there's an intention behind it that isn't going to affect other people. Being a loser is something that you should earn as some type of accomplishment, because eventually the more you try on a constant basis, the more you will become better. Then again, being a loser is not bad. Thank you.